Good evening. I'm going to call this meeting to order. This is the City of Gloucester Licensing Board. This is a special meeting. Today is March 29th, 2022. The time is 6:30. This meeting is being recorded by video and audio in accordance with state open meeting law. Pursuant to Section 20 of Chapter 20 of the Acts of 2021, this meeting will be conducted by remote participation. Additionally, all votes taken by the Gloucester Licensing Board during this and future remote meetings will be by roll call vote. If you're calling in on a phone, you can press *9 to speak. If you're watching on a computer or device, there is a raised hand button that you can tap or press to request to speak. Please use either of these options during oral communications to be recognized to speak. Joining me tonight is member John Lamarand and also our licensing board clerk, Allison Battle. John Orlando may attend the meeting late tonight. So our first order of business is public comment. Is there anyone that would like to address the licensing board on a matter that is not on the agenda? If you would, please push *9 or the raise hand button. Tonight we are doing lodge and house renewal licenses, and we also have a renewal of a seasonal wine and malt license only. So seeing no one requesting to speak, I will move on to the first order of business, which is lodging house renewal licenses. And we have several on tonight. Because we have this new online permitting system, we have recognized that the applicants have filed the correct documentation. So there's not a need for us to necessarily go through each application and speak to each person individually. We're separating, we're going to do 2 votes tonight regarding the lodge license, those who need inspections and those don't. Because of the online application, we know the applicants have completed the necessary information that we need as a board. That's required by law. However, we also understand that not all the inspections were able to be completed by tonight, and we'll recognize that. So we will start, I guess, is there, go ahead, John.
Madam Chair, a suggestion would be to, like you said, do it in 2 lumps. I can go through and read the ones that have been inspected and their documents are complete. And then I can do another motion that will identify that upon completion of inspection.
Perfect. But before we do that motion, I just want to see if there's anyone that wants to address us on the lodging licenses before we make those motions. So I know I just asked if anyone wanted to speak in public comment, but now I'm going to ask, is there anyone that wants to address the board regarding their lodging license before we make motions to approve? If you do, please raise your hand or press *9 and we can speak to you, promote you and speak to you. And I don't see
I want to
it.
get off early.
Okay. We like this new online permanent system. So, so John, I guess go ahead. I know there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
There's 13, I believe.
13. Okay. So why don't you make a motion and
Yep. I motion to approve the lodging house renewal license for the following: Action Inc., doing business at 95 Prospect Street; Neil Henshill, doing business at Magnolia Lodging House at 212 Hesperus Ave; Hazel Quail Run LLC, doing business at 1 Main Street; 3 Eastern Point Road Realty Trust, doing business at 3 Eastern Point Road; Wellspring House Inc., doing business at 11 Chestnut Street; and Wellspring House Inc., doing business at 99 Washington Street.
And I will second that motion. So discussion. So John, are these the ones that need inspections or have had their inspections already?
Yep, fully complete.
Fully complete. Allison, anything to report on any of those applications?
No, I don't.
Thank you. Any discussion? Roll call vote, please.
Mr. Lamarand?
Yes.
Ms. Prince?
Yes. Thank you. So those licenses will issue. And John, did you want to make another motion?
Sure. I motion to approve a lodging house renewal licenses pending completion of inspection to the following properties: Action Inc., doing business at 370 Main Street; JCG Investments LLC, doing business as Castle Manor Hill, I'm in at 141 Essex Ave. CS Blue Shutters LLC, doing business as Blue Shutters Beachside Inn at 1 Nautilus Road. Eastern Point Yacht Club, Inc., doing business at 125 Eastern Point Boulevard. Moore's Way, doing business as Dakota Management at 23 Duncan Street. Smith Cove LLC, doing business as Accommodations at Rocky Neck at 43 Rocky Neck Ave. And Topside Realty Trust, doing business at 18 through 26 Hancock Street.
Thank you. And I will second that motion for discussion. So these applications are required to have inspections prior to approval. However, we can approve subject to those inspections. So Allison, in the way that the system works, were you able to see that inspections are pending for these groups? For
No,
this
because
group?
these are the only applications that we don't have in the system. These aren't online applications, they're paper applications.
Got it. Thank you.
Yeah, and we got a couple waves.
Okay, so let's promote Jack Egan first, and then we'll go to James Catuso. Hi, Jack. Can you say your name and address for the record, please?
Sure. Jack Egan, 7 Arantia Circle, Danvers, Mass. Representing Eastern Point Yacht Club.
Yep. Thank you for joining us again tonight.
No problem. We had our inspection. The 4 individuals came out before last week.
Okay. Allison, how do we track that? Do you get notified by the inspection department?
Yeah, so it just hasn't gone through the system. That's the only thing that will go through the system is inspection, so that they've been done since I've made the agenda. Then
Only a
they're
couple
not
days.
gonna be on here, yeah, so I won't get the signature page. That's the only difference. It'll go through the system. It could be
Okay.
held up by a building inspector that's not in this week, but it'll go through. We don't need to know each one because I will be able to tell.
Thank you. So Jack, just know that, so this approval will be subject to inspections, but if you've had your inspections, then you'll be all set.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, they came out about 10 days ago.
Okay. Thank you so much. Do you have any other questions or any questions for us on this?
No, we're all set. Thank you.
Thank you. And if we can promote James Catuso, that would be great. Hi, James. If you could state your name and address for the record, please.
James Gattuso, 135 Seaport Boulevard, Unit 1703, Boston, Mass, on behalf of Castle Manor Inn. We also had an inspection last week, but we'll follow up with Allison on it. So just the same thing.
Okay. Where is
Yeah.
Castle again?
And they
Oh, I
don't
see.
need
Castle
to,
Manor.
I got it.
they don't need to follow up with me because it'll just go through the system and it'll be issued. I'll go through and check them. It's just a matter of an overlap here.
So James and Jack, as you know, this system is new to us this year. So we're learning as we go. Obviously, the information isn't catching up before our meeting, but we are aware how things work behind the scenes. So the approval tonight will be subject to inspection. You've had your inspections, you're all set. Do you have any other questions for us?
Nope.
Great. Thank you for joining us again tonight. Appreciate it. Is there anyone else that would like to address us? So we have a motion. John, did you say subject to inspection in your motion?
I did in the beginning, yes.
Thank you. Okay. Any further discussion? Roll call vote, please, Allison.
Did you second it? I didn't hear that.
Second. I'm sorry, second.
Just in case. What did I start with? Mr. Lammery,
Yes.
Ms. Prince.
Yes. So those licenses will issue upon inspection, which sounds like a few will be issued immediately. Thank you all very much for attending tonight. We didn't realize that how easy this was going to be as far as us having the documentation without having to speak to each of you individually. So going forward, we may change the process and how we approve these so that so long as the information is provided to us, we may not need to ask questions, but we're not sure how that will work in a year from now. Anyway, best of luck for a good season. And we will move on to our last order of business, which is a seasonal restaurant wine and malt with Cordial's liqueurs license. And Melissa Arsala, DBA Sugar Magnolias, 112 Main Street.
Yes,
Hi, Missy, can you say your name and address for the record, please?
sure. It's Melissa Sala, 4 Pebble Path, Gloucester, Massachusetts.
Thank you. And I just wanted to note that member John Orlando has joined our meeting tonight. Just in
Yep.
time.
Hello.
Hi, John. So Melissa, we know you've had this license for a long time. Can you just tell us what your hours of operation will be this year?
Yeah,
Yes,
so the hours of operation will be from 7 a.m. until 2 p.m. But I think last year what I did is the hours were from 7 a.m. to 8 p.m. So if I were to have a private event, I would also be able to use the license.
So just know that you cannot sell liquor according to state law before 8 a.m. So I
Okay.
guess I meant to say, what hours of operation would you be selling alcohol? I understand you open early, but just know that alcohol cannot be sold prior to 8 a.m. and prior to 10 a.m. on a Sunday.
Yes, I'm aware.
Thank you. So do you want the 8 a.m. during the week until what time?
Yes, and then I just would do it until 8 p.m.
Okay, so 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. Monday through Saturday,
Yes,
and then
and
on
then-
Sunday, 10 a.m. to what time?
to 8 p.m.
8 p.m. Are you open a little later?
Well, I'm gonna try to be open a little later, hoping that we get the outside seating. We'll see what happens.
Okay. Outdoor seating?
Well, I'm hoping that that's something that might happen this year. I don't know. There's been a lot of talk. Obviously, this isn't the meeting for any of that stuff.
Yeah.
Is there something I don't know that would be helpful?
So I would just say that when you come to, because of COVID, the past 2 years, they state allowed regulations where you could have outdoor dining.
Yep.
And the city council just had to approve it in general, but those regulations are no longer in effect. So if you appear before the licensing board right now for outdoor seating, that would mean that it is a permanent request and it would have to
Okay.
be on your own property. I'm hearing rumblings that the city, working with the Chamber of Commerce, may be talking about something in general for the city of Gloucester. And if that is happening, I don't participate in those conversations, and this board doesn't participate in those conversations. And I'm sure we'll be notified of a process if that is allowed, because you
Okay.
would need approval from us. It's just at this time,
Yes.
I'm
Yeah.
not aware of anything. So
Okay.
fingers crossed though, because I'm a huge fan of al fresco dining. But let's just see what the city decides to do, and then we'll
Yeah.
make some sort of announcement or accommodations to come before the board.
Okay. Awesome. Thank you.
John or John,
Melissa.
do you have any questions?
Yeah, Melissa, just a quick question. You had, in your packet, you sent a new floor plan. Is that a new floor plan or is that just the existing?
That's
indoor
the
floor
existing
plan?
floor plan.
Okay,
Yeah.
I just want to make sure there's no changes.
Yep. No changes.
So just the extension of hours a little bit.
Yeah.
To 8 o'clock this year.
Yeah.
Does that mean last call would be around 7:30? Or,
Yeah, probably. I mean, I think last year what I did is the hours of operation were what I'm stating now for this year, and that I just did that just in case I was gonna stay open. So last call would definitely be 7:30. I probably won't be really open until 8 o'clock, but I just figured I would cover my bases in case I was going to. I wouldn't have to come back again
okay,
to redo it.
understood. John Orlando, did you have any questions?
No, I'm good. Hi,
Great.
Melissa.
Hi.
Oh, the other Melissa, sorry.
Oh.
The other Melissa.
Good
We only
name.
have Melissa's and John's in one
Right,
hour.
oh, yeah.
Allison's the odd person out.
Yep.
Allison, just let you know, the times on the application are different. It does say 10 PM, so.
Are different,
No.
oh, they're correct?
Then, no, they have 8 AM to 10 PM. So
Okay, just so
Okay,
you know,
no.
I talked to IT about that today.
I know you have to change it before you print the license.
Yeah.
Allison, are you able to change that or you have to have IT change it?
I can change it.
Okay,
But to make the permanent change, they'll have to change it.
okay, because I'm just saying the way it's set up for Sunday times doesn't really work, so we would need to have that flexibility for you to adjust to print the license.
For 10 AM, yeah.
Okay. Any further discussion on the motion? Roll call vote?
Oh, we didn't do a motion.
Oh.
I motion to approve a seasonal restaurant wine and malt with cordials and liqueurs license to Melissa R. Sala, doing business as Sugar Magnolias at 112 Main Street.
I'll second that.
Thank you. And I apologize, I've been on Zoom too many hours in the past 24 hours. Okay, so we have a motion and a second to approve the license. Is there any further discussion?
No.
Roll call vote, please.
Mr. Lammerin,
Yes.
Ms. Prince,
Yes,
Mr. Orlando.
Yes.
thank you. So Melissa, that license will issue. Do you have any questions for us before we leave this meeting?
No, I don't think so. Thank you so much. I appreciate all your help. And once again, Allison, thank you so much. I couldn't get through this process ever without you. I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Discussions, deliberation, and action. Is there any new business to come before the committee tonight? Seeing none. And our next meeting is scheduled for April 12th, Tuesday, April 12th, which is a regular meeting. So with that being said, is there a motion to adjourn?
We'll move.
So you're all done. I'll second that. Are you
Wait.
serious?
Yeah.
That's the
Yep.
quickest I've ever been at a meeting.
You can thank John, for that because he was very studious today and getting those motions
Thank
prepared.
you, John.
After
I thought
the
Melissa was the
yesterday's,
first one.
Nope, not
Nope.
tonight.
Okay,
I told
Okay.
you I would try to get it done before you get on, but
good boy, you did.
I know, I was
I didn't
surprised when you
expect
show
to
up.
be here. I didn't expect
Oh, yeah,
to be
because I think the
here.
next one's gonna be long.
why?
Yeah, we have a
The
long
April one?
meeting.
We have
On the
that,
April-
we have the rudder, we have a change of manager, we have something else. Oh, Maria's, and then we
Oh,
have,
finally.
and then we have the open forum for that better word, I'm not sure that's the best way to call it, but
Public hearing.
public hearing for the license.
So at our next meeting, we'll be having a public hearing to hopefully receive some testimony from the community residents regarding criteria for selecting a applicant for the all alcohol on premise license that is available. And we will be discussing a process on that date as well. And I'm hoping that we will be hearing from the city administration and that at that meeting as well too. So I would plan on the April 12th meeting to be pretty active.
Yeah.
We
great.
have a motion to adjourn in a second. Is there a roll call vote?
Mr. Lammerin,
Yes.
Ms. Prince,
Yes.
Mr. Orlando.
Yes.
Thank you all very much. There's a lot of time and effort that went into this board in the past 2 days, so can't thank you all enough.
Thank you,
Allison,
Melissa.
try to get some rest. I know you have a lot going on with the zoning board as well, but you've done great the past couple of days and the community knows that. So thank you so much.
Thank you, Allison.
Thank you, Allison.
Good night, everyone.
Have a
See you
good night.
later.
Bye-bye.
Bye.